Hey guys, it's Troy. You may have seen one of my other intake videos on how to build a professional ram air intake, but I actually realized I didn't really go into detail as far as how to build it. It was more showing what it is and how it works. So in this one, I'm going to go into much more detail about how to physically build a ram air intake, but this is going to be at a much lower cost and a much simpler design and more effective. So check it out. This is pretty much what we're going to be working with today. We got our tools, a dryer line, foil tape, a drill, zip ties, and some shop scissors. Alright, so the first step to removing all this extra restriction is to move everything in front of the air box. This is what was on top before. Air was supposed to go through here, go all the way through this box, come down through this chamber, and then after all that restriction, come out here into the air box. I say take all that off, get much better airflow, so we have a better starting point. Alright, now basically we're removing that piece. This is what we're left with. We just cut the hole and we got the box. Pretty simple. So what we need to do is we need to get this space that we have down here. We need to put that dryer line straight down. And we're going to enter it through here. We might have to cut away a little bit of this plastic right here to have it fit, because you want as large a diameter as possible inside. That way you'll get maximum airflow. And this will be a very simple design. Okay, so we put the dryer line in just to see if it'll actually fit over top of the air box, which it does. Granted, the diameter is still too large. We're going to have to crush that down later on, but it actually fits pretty good. And being that it's snug, it'll hold in place, which is nice. Okay, now that we see where this is going to go, we see obviously this space is not close to large enough to actually make this work. So we're going to have to cut this right here with those utility scissors to make a space for this to go through. Okay, so we cut the piece away. We have the dryer line poking through. It's not going to sit exactly like this, but the point is we want to keep it back. We don't want it to be as far up as possible, because in case you drive over a curb and you go too close, it's going to rip it off. So you want to keep it as protected as possible, but as open as you can. Alright, well, this is pretty much how it's going to sit. It's going to go around and curve. I'm going to attach it with zip ties to this mount down here. Alright, the best part about this, using this material right here for an intake, is you can mold the shape that you want, and then you're going to take the foil tape and you're just going to stick it on in pieces. Very simple. So you want to take a small portion that I know is not going to move in the middle. The end and the top are going to be adjusted, so basically just stick it on. Alright, well, I got the whole midsection wrapped, and it's pretty solid. That ain't going anywhere. So we're going to put it in again. Check out the fitment. Alright, now it's really starting to take shape. Time to do the ends. Alright, this is the bottom of the tube. This is the part that's actually going to be sticking out in the road, be taking hit by rocks and sticks and debris and stuff like that as you normally drive. So this is the part that you want to make the strongest of the whole system. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this edge and you're going to fold it upon itself, and then wrap many layers of foil tape around it until it's got a thick edge, so it can take as much damage as possible if anything happens to hit it. Well, I got it wrapped many times. It's very strong now. I can't even move with my fingers if I tried, so that's what it's going to take. But it looks good. Alright, so we're moving along now. We've got the bottom completely done and the midsection. Now we're just getting the fitment ready for this. So, not rocket science. You just squeeze the edges around until it fits and pinches the sides. I'm going to take it off now using this template. Tape it in place. We'll be good to go. Alright, we got our pipe all taped up. Everything's good to go. It's solid, strong, nothing's going to happen to it. So now we have to figure out just how to mount that into there. Alright, I wrapped some foil tape around the rim of this air box and drilled some holes through it so I can put zip ties through and mount the tube right up to the air box. Now I have my holes drilled through the tube and my zip ties through it, so all I have to do is push it up on top of it and torque them down. Okay. The zip ties are torqued down at the top. This is now one unit. So now we're going to move on to torquing down the bottom. Alright, I got my first set of zip ties attaching the dryer line to the mount. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a set like this of 3 lined up. That way you can pull on each one and mount it flush directly together. You want to do that a couple different times, so that in case one of them breaks, you have a couple reinforcements holding it down. Well, here's our final product. And everything is completely secured. It's not going anywhere. It's one one solid piece. You want to come on and look at the bottom. We got it down here. It's solid. Not going anywhere. As long as you don't run over like massive sticks or like tire debris or something straight on it, it's not going to have any issues taking everyday abuse from the bottom of the car. So, hey, it works. Okay, so to be fair, I didn't just post the intake video immediately. I've driven around for a couple of gas tank fill-ups to see how it drives and see if there's any kind of fuel economy increase. This is what I found. First of all, the 0 to 60 time in this car improved greatly. It was never fast to start off with, and it's not fast now, but before I barely kept up with traffic without stepping on it pretty heavily. Now, just generally cruising, not giving it much gas, I'm surpassing traffic. So, for that, that's an improvement. It only has 103 horsepower, I'm not expecting much. As far as fuel economy, I drive pretty much mainly city kind of driving, and I get 29 miles to gallon pretty consistently before the intake. Now, I'm getting at least 32, sometimes 33 miles per gallon. All I did was put more air into the system. That simple. You got to check it out. You got to try it. Let me know how it works out for you.